Welcome, Leos, and thank you for being here today. This is your weekly love message on your twin flame journey for week commencing Monday the 26th of July through to Sunday the 1st of August 2021. Leos, as we're approaching a full moon on Saturday the 24th of July, certainly for me here in the UK, it may be slightly different for different parts of the world, depending on where you are. I felt it would be useful to use your full moon cards, okay? On the left-hand side will be your crowning message cards and the main cards I'll be using for your love reading. And on the right-hand side will be your crowning wisdom messages. Okay, Leos, let's jump straight in and have a look and see what your overarching crowning message is for this week. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, please can you tell me your crowning message to the question, how does the twin flames, thank you and thank you, nothing else flipped, okay, so we have tribe and awakening. And one more, oops, that's too many. One more card, please. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, please can you tell me your crowning message? Thank you. Wow, and we have pause, okay. All right, Leos, let's have a look at your crowning wisdom message. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, thank you. We have 2020. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, please can you tell me your crowning wisdom messages to the question, how does the twin flames of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, thank you. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Thank you. And then we have 555. All right, okay, Leos, let's take a bit of a deep dive into what your crowning message is telling us for this week. Okay, so Leos, your first card for your crowning message, we have tribe. It's really interesting that we've got the yellow coming in here, which is matching your new full moon card. I feel as if there's definitely connection with your solar plexus that may be triggered during this full moon, and that is understanding that you have the power and wisdom within you to take action towards perhaps somebody that you recognize as part of your soul tribe, maybe here on earth. I feel as if they may reflect the same values, belief systems as you, basically. But it feels as if they're separate from you, all right? It feels as if you're in separation. Not too far apart, but in separation. And I feel that there's action that needs to be taken to come together. Because your card says don't let pride get in your way, Leos, I feel that it may be you that is separating yourself from your twin flame. You may be maybe not confident, but I feel that you're the one that's being guided to take action. You have the wisdom and knowledge within you that's already telling you that this person is quite significant. They are part of your soul tribe, okay? You may not have connected the dots right now that they are your twin flame, but it feels as if you are you're not taking the action, and that's what you're being guided to do. There may be some sort of reason why you're in separation. I feel as if you know this person, and it does feel as if there was some sort of separation, some sort of pause, okay? And I feel that you're being guided, whatever the circumstances, don't let pride get in your way. Whoever is the predominant divine masculine in this connection, which I'm kind of feeling is this elephant here in a very strange way. I feel as if they're going through an awakening. Okay, and that is what this full moon, I feel, Leo, is bringing to this connection. I feel that whoever is the divine masculine energy, and by the way, Leos, it could be you as well. Okay, remember, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine within us. So it could be if you're a woman, it could be your divine masculine energy that is being prompted and triggered to take action, okay, with somebody that is part of your soul tribe. If you are a man, I feel as if you are awakening. Your divine masculine energy is definitely coming forward, okay, awakening to this connection. You guys may be at a distance from each other, and it almost feels as if for the divine masculine energy, male or female, it feels as if it's a really big mountain to climb. All right, there might be a little bit of darkness. Maybe one of you is going through a bit of a dark night of the soul, or it just feels as if there is no answer at the moment with how you're going to climb that mountain to get to this other person. With a lot of water coming in here, I feel as if you're really feeling this, okay? So it feels as if your solar plexus is really on fire at the moment, guiding you, triggering you to take action, to come into union with your divine counterpart, Leos. Now, Leos, whoever is the divine feminine in this connection, I feel as if either they are doing some shadow work, but they have definitely put the pause on this connection, or they may have put the pause on this connection in the past, but it feels as if they're coming out of that pause phase, and I feel that they are going towards the divine masculine energy person. It feels as if the two of you may be communicating on that 5D level, kind of in the shadows, because it doesn't feel that this is happening in the 3D. So I feel as if the divine feminine energy may be communicating to the divine masculine around this kind of foggy kind of thinking and this unknowing. It's like the divine feminine is picking up that the divine masculine is unsure how to reach the divine feminine, and it feels as if she's trying to illuminate, okay, trying to keep herself grounded, or himself, okay. So it is the divine feminine energy within the connection that is trying to keep themselves grounded, with the red showing in that horizon, in order to kind of come off pause to go towards the divine masculine. And it almost feels as if on the 5D, the divine feminine is trying to guide the divine masculine energy, because it almost feels as if they're picking up that they're going through this real foggy moment. They may be in their emotions, as I said, with the amount of water here, unsure of how they're going to climb that mountain to get to the divine feminine. And it feels as if the divine feminine in the background may be doing a lot of meditation, a lot of prayer, a lot of manifestation to stay grounded within her own energy, to try and guide the divine masculine through this awakening that they are having. For your crowning wisdom message, we have 2020. Now, this is quite a significant number. When you break it down, it breaks into a 10-10, which is completion. Remain optimistic about your connection. Your true heart's desire is on the horizon. And that is where I feel that the divine feminine energy is coming in here. It's like whatever happened between the two of you that put you in separation, I feel like it was the divine feminine that put things on pause. They're ready to come out of pause, all right? Because I feel as if they've done the work, they've done the grounding work. And I feel that they know that they need to take action Could be you, Leos. Don't forget, you know, it could be your divine feminine energy within you that's ready to take that action as that solar plexus within you awakens, brightens, guides you to take action, because you've got the wisdom and the knowledge within you that the divine masculine energy in the connection is awakening. All right. And I feel that this optimism is definitely around the heart space. It almost feels as if the divine feminine is feeling the divine masculine's awakening within that heart space. Something's completed. It feels as if it's now time for you to kind of make yours come together, start the journey to try and come together. And that's why I feel as if, Leos, whether you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine in the energy, in this union, I feel that you're the one that is being guided to remain optimistic, okay? With 1, 2, 3, 4, again, look at the synchronicities of numbers. You know, you've got 20, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got 5, 5, 5. It almost feels as if there's a pattern occurring here. With the red coming through, this is to do with your root chakra, which is what the divine feminine, I feel, is holding with that sunset, what is coming on the horizon. A forward momentum is beginning to take shape in this connection, absolutely. I feel as if the divine feminine is moving forward. It's almost as if intuitively within their heart space, they're recognizing that divine masculine is awakening, okay? And it's now time to come off of pause. With 555, it says your angels are with you during this time of change and transition, absolutely. So for those of you that I am reading for, it feels as if the divine feminine maybe has done some shadow work to keep themselves grounded, stay connected with divine spirit, universe, their higher self, to almost know when they are getting those messages that the divine masculine is awakening to this connection. But on a practical level, on a 3D, you know this person, they know you. And it feels as if there was something that separated you. And it may have been, I'll give you the example, what's coming to me, Leos. It feels as if you and this person almost kind of had an encounter, maybe were in a relationship. But you know what? It's like both of you knew that you were cut from the same cloth. That's what that feels like. But there may have been something around emotions with the water coming in here, and with the heart, something around the heart, emotions that was done or said that separated you slightly. And it feels as if both parties are really reflecting on the connection, understanding that you both actually hold the same values, belief systems, but you may be in different locations. You may not be able to come together, or you're far apart in your thinking, in aligning with each other, okay? You don't know how you're going to align it, but you feel it. You feel that understanding. I feel that divine spirit universe is coming in saying, with the solar plexus coming in your full moon card, Leo, this is the time for you to take action. It's time to come out of that pause mode. It's time for the connection to come out of that pause mode. You're going through change, transformation, and it's time to move forward, okay? And it's just letting you know that you have the power and the wisdom and the knowledge within you now for this to happen, for the greater good of this connection, for whatever your purpose is here on earth, for the collective. As individuals, it's part of your growth, it's part of your spiritual growth, your soul growth, that soul contract that you made with each other before you even hit the earth. All right, Leos, if this message is resonating with you already, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button on the video. It just helps to push this video out to other Leos looking for a twin flame reading for the end of July. Those of you that haven't subscribed already, welcome. Please feel free to click that subscription button. It really does help to support the channel. And existing subscribers, thank you so much for returning. Thank you for all of your support, encouragement, donations. I'm really, really grateful. And I really hope that you get a useful and meaningful message out of this week's reading. Leos, you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram for inspirational messages as and when they come to me. So please feel free to join me on those social media platforms. I welcome your support and encouragement there as well. All right, okay, Leos, let's get into your main love message. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, please can you tell me, how does the twin flames of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus feel towards them in love, week commencing Monday the 26th of July through to Sunday the 1st of August 2021? What is their current energy spiritually, emotionally, mentally and physically towards Leos that I'm allowed to see for their highest good and for the greater good of all? As above, so below and all around me. Thank you. All right, let's do this. My angels and spirit guides of the divine. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, so wow, look at that. We've got forgiveness, we've got material world, and we've got barrier. That barrier, I feel, is the pause that the divine feminine had put on this connection, and it may be during the time that the divine masculine as they're going through this awakening, as we're approaching the full moon, it feels as though whatever happened between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, it was to do with material wealth in the 3D. And it feels as if it was the divine masculine that separated themselves from the divine feminine, okay? And I feel that is why they are approaching the divine feminine, asking for forgiveness. And it looks as if the divine feminine, if you look at how the cards are coming out here, it looks as if she knows that it's time to come off pause. The divine masculine may have done some shadow work, but it also feels as if the divine feminine also done some shadow work to keep themselves grounded. But it feels as if it was the divine masculine that put up a barrier, maybe rejected the connection in some way. And I feel as if this week the penny's dropping. Change is happening, transition is happening, because the divine masculine is awakening to this connection. And I feel that the forgiveness that they're asking from the divine feminine is they put too much onus on material wealth in the 3D, and that is what created a barrier for this union for both of you. All right, thank you. And look at that. Yep, on the divine feminine side, the divine feminine is ready to come out of pause and communicate, break down that barrier and go towards the divine masculine as they are going through that awakening. I feel as if communication is coming in, that the divine feminine in this connection is going towards the divine masculine with communication this week in some shape, form or another. So if you haven't been speaking to your divine counterpart, Leos, I feel as if look out for communication. It'll either be you or them, depending on whether you resonate with the divine feminine or the divine masculine energy. All right, so there's communication that's coming in. It's this forward movement, okay? It's time for the forward movement, time for change, time for transition. It's time for communication to open up, coming out of that pause. All right, thank you. Yeah, and with the abandoned, it feels as if, like I was saying, the divine feminine has done some shadow work. And again, look at this red rose, the red horizon, and the 1, 2, 3, the red heart. This has been grounding. This has been almost the pieces coming together with this union to create and solidify a strong foundation between the two divine counterparts. Whatever happens where the divine masculine is coming towards the divine feminine, asking for forgiveness about putting too much onus on the material wealth, the material world to him, the 3D, I feel as if the divine feminine felt abandoned. That feeling of abandonment, I feel that the divine feminine recognized that they needed to put a pause on communication in order to ground themselves, to go through a bit of a transition, a rebirth, a transformation, in order to not allow the divine masculines, what's the word, their need to focus on the material wealth in the 3D to bring them down, or bring them down to that low vibration. It almost feels as if the divine masculine may have felt lack when it came to their finances. And that's why they separated themselves from the divine feminine. And that may have been what happened to you and your divine counterpart, Leos. You may not have known that the driver behind it was money, it was wealth. They felt as if the divine masculine felt as if they didn't have enough money, or they weren't at the same level as you, or vice versa. So Leos, if you're resonating with the divine masculine energy within yourself, maybe you felt that you didn't have enough money for this connection, so you put up a barrier, you separated yourself from your soul tribe, your soul connection. And it feels as if that's all changing. It's like as this full moon comes in, communication is opening up, because it feels as if the divine feminine recognized that abandonment, learning, maybe they felt abandoned when the divine masculine separated from them, put a barrier up. And it almost feels as if straight away the divine feminine took action to ground themselves, to put a pause on this relationship, to put a pause on communication in order to keep themselves grounded, to perhaps do some shadow work to understand why would they feel abandoned. What is it that the divine masculine done or said, communicated, that triggered abandonment issues? And that may have been something that the divine feminine needed to work on. Let's have a look at your clarifications. Thank you. Okay, yeah. So with the 9 of Swords, it clearly, the divine masculine is regretful over communication. Swords are all about communication. I feel as if they communicated in some shape, form or another, that they were focusing on their money, they were focusing on material wealth, and not really focusing on this connection. They're awakening, okay? And I feel as if it's really keeping them up at night, okay? They are concerned, whether or not the divine feminine will communicate with them. And I feel that it's keeping them up at night. Yeah, look at that. With the Lovers card in reverse, Leos, so in the right way up, this is your twin flame, okay? There's no doubt about it. This is my twin flame card, ultimate soulmate. This is a twin flame reading, so I'm taking this as your twin flame. This person is awakening. They weren't awoken to the twin flame connection. That's why it's coming to reverse, and that is why they have a lot of regret, and they're asking for forgiveness that they did not see that this connection was their twin flame, all right? Because they were focusing on money. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you could have Gemini in your chart. And with the Queen of Wands in the upright, either the divine feminine took action towards the divine masculine, or the divine masculine could see that the divine feminine is somebody that is independent. They have their own money. And that's where, do you remember I was saying to you at the beginning that they may have felt lack in some way? They weren't at the same level as the material wealth that the divine feminine holds. And here comes the divine feminine. So it feels as if this divine feminine, whoever is the divine feminine in this connection, very independent, very, very beautiful, wise, very action orientated. When they see something, they go for it. It could be you, Leos, depending on which side of the fence you fall on. It could be a combination of your divine masculine and your divine feminine coming in for you. But I feel that this is definitely the energy of the divine feminine, okay? Very action orientated, very independent, very wise, definitely has their own money, very passionate about what they do as a profession, what they do to earn their money. And the divine masculine sees that, and it feels as if they wanted to level up. Yeah, look at that. The divine masculine is coming towards the divine feminine's energy with this Ace of Wands. It feels as if the divine masculine wants to take action towards the divine feminine for a new beginning. It's as if they're offering that olive branch. Whereas before, look, the hand is behind the Queen of Wands. They didn't. I feel as if the divine masculine didn't take action at the time of being in communication with each other, getting to know each other, being in a relationship. They separated themselves because they didn't see the significance of this connection. That's why the Lovers card is in reverse. They didn't recognize that who they were connecting with was their twin flame. And with the Magician in reverse. So I feel that the divine masculine has gone through a period of seeking guidance, wanting to make wise choices. And it feels as if they got the answers that they needed, hence why they are awakening, and hence why it's clarifying the barrier. So it feels like this barrier is coming down, but it also feels as if the divine feminine energy knows that that barrier is coming down. And it feels as if she is going towards the divine masculine with communication, all right? So I feel that the divine masculine's prayers, answers, manifestations is being answered. Also as well, it could also represent that the divine masculine didn't really express how they were really feeling. They may have felt this pull with the Lovers card, but they didn't act on it. They didn't communicate how they were feeling about this connection, because they didn't recognize it, but also with the Magician in reverse, they could have been in self-denial. Okay, almost wearing that false mask, a bit of deceit going on here. That's in reverse as well. So this can only tell me that as the divine masculine is awakening in this connection, they're now seeing that the divine feminine is their twin flame. They are now seeing that this false mask needs to come down. The barrier needs to come down around communication. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, please can you clarify? How does the twin... Oh, thank you. Right, that hit straight on the divine masculine. Look at that. And we've got a male image coming here. So I feel as if the divine masculine does want communication with the divine feminine. Okay, but I feel that they may feel either the divine feminine is going to be protective over communication, may still have that barrier up, but it feels as if they've gone through the war a little bit to get to the stage of awakening to this connection. But I feel that they want this barrier to come down now, okay, between them and the divine feminine. Leos, as this card is kind of sitting on the divine feminine side, I feel that you also want them to communicate to you. And that's why you may possibly be communicating with them on the 5D to encourage them, all right, to communicate in the 3D. You may also know that they're going to be protective. They're going to have their guard up. This is their energy. So it feels as if they were the ones that really put up the barrier, which just reinforces what I said right at the beginning. It was the divine masculine that separated themselves from the divine feminine. Okay, so with the divine feminine going towards the divine masculine, they're going towards to celebrate this connection, because it feels as if on that 5D, they just know, they just feel it in their heart, okay, that the divine masculine is awakening, and now it's time to come towards them and communicate to try and break down that barrier, to move to that next level of your spiritual journey together. My angels and spirit guides of the divine, please can you clarify? Thank you. Yeah, look at that, the chariot. So this tells me that the divine feminine used every bit of power to not rush in and communicate with the divine masculine. because they hadn't awoken to the connection. So remember, we were saying that the divine feminine put a pause. The right way up, this is somebody rushing in to a connection to avoid some sort of tower. With it in reverse, it's like there was no point. It's as if the divine feminine knew that they needed to put a pause on this connection because the divine masculine had separated themselves from her. And it does feel as if that they know now with it in reverse, they know that it's time to communicate slowly, gently, okay, trying to come together and communicate, giving the divine masculine the green light that they're ready to communicate, ready to celebrate this connection. Could be dealing with a Cancer, or you could have Cancer in your chart. My angels and spirit guides of the thank you. Yeah, look at that. With the Page of Cups, I feel as if the divine feminine is wanting, I feel that the divine feminine wanted this cup of love, or a message, or something, some sort of token from the divine masculine, that they felt this connection, they felt this love, this real pull. And I feel that they didn't give it, and that's maybe why they're asking for forgiveness. Because if you notice that Page of Cups is in the wrong direction, that, you know, they're not coming towards the divine feminine. It's as if they kept that cup for themselves. They didn't share that cup. If it came in reverse, it feels as if where they didn't show that love, they're now coming in with that love. But it's upright, and it's in the divine feminine's energy. So it feels as if where the divine feminine was waiting, hoping, wishing, you know, for the divine masculine to communicate, to come together with them, and they didn't. For some reason, they were focusing on their money, focusing on, you know, leveling up to the same level as the divine feminine on a financial basis. It feels as if they separated themselves. This person took their love away. They didn't communicate. They didn't communicate how they felt towards the divine feminine, and that's why they felt abandoned. The divine feminine person in this connection felt abandoned. And I feel as if they do want that cup of love. They kind of want that green light, that the divine masculine is on the same page as them. And look, we've got the Hangman. So yeah, the divine feminine really reflected on the abandonment that they felt when the divine masculine separated from them, because the divine masculine didn't come in with that cup of love, that gift, that green light, that they're on the same page with the divine feminine. That's why they're asking for forgiveness, because I feel as if as the divine masculine is awakening to this connection, they're also awakening to the connection that money can't go with us on our soul journey. Okay, yes, it is required in our 3D world, but on our soul journey with our twin flames, we can't take it with us. It feels as if the divine masculine is awakening to that, and it feels as if the divine feminine is a bit ahead, okay, of the true essence of a twin flame journey and what it represents, what it means. And I feel that when they felt abandoned, they knew that they had to go into healing to solidify, to strengthen their root chakra. That's why they put a pause, because they didn't get that cup of love. And I feel that when they got that feeling of abandonment, they kind of retreated, spiritually stagnant, still reflecting, observing. And it was almost as if the divine feminine thought to themselves, okay, this person is separated from me. They don't really see this connection. Before I get myself in a bit of a twist and get myself all upset and over this connection, let me go within myself and answer the question, why do I feel so abandoned? Am I putting too much onus on receiving love and communication from my twin flame, that I am not loving myself first. And that's what it feels like, Leos. It feels as if the divine feminine really went deep to look within themselves. Hence, when I said at the beginning, they may have done some shadow work. There's that hangman. Yes, they did. Okay. Whether it's you or the person you're connecting with, whoever holds the predominant divine feminine energy, when they felt abandoned, when the divine masculine separated, they put a pause on this connection. And the reason why they done that, the reason why it happened the way that it happened, it was to help transition and change not only the connection, but also maybe an issue that the divine feminine had around abandonment for some reason. Okay, that's what they needed to deal with. But it feels as if the divine feminine was astute enough in their spiritual growth to recognize it. So rather than being upset and angry with the divine masculine, it feels as if they went within with that hangman to really ask themselves, hold on a minute, why am I feeling this abandonment issue? Let me check myself, put a pause on this communication with the divine masculine, and let me do some work on myself. Beautiful. All right, let's have a look. And my apologies for the aeroplane as well going over. They're just saying to me, maybe you guys are, maybe you need, do you remember do you remember where I was saying that you guys may be at a distance? Maybe you have to use a plane to get to each other, a local plane, different countries perhaps. Because that was really loud. And I mean, I know I've got the windows open because it is quite hot here in the UK at the moment. Yeah, that was really quite loud. Anyway, so the twin flame, the divine masculine would like to say to the divine feminine, I don't know how I feel anymore, okay? So it almost feels as if as they're going through this awakening, do you remember I was saying that this cloud, it's like there's still stuff that the divine masculine is kind of coming to terms with, awakening to. And it feels as if for me that the divine feminine is aware of that. That is why they're coming out of pause, because they've done the work that they needed to do around abandonment. And it feels as if on that heart level they know that the divine masculine is struggling through this awakening. And here we go, the divine masculine is coming in saying, I don't know how I feel anymore. Whatever is going on with the divine masculine, this has been a bit of a jolt to the system, but don't worry, your angels are around both of you to help you through this change, Leos, whether you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine. That's why they're popping up here, your angels. And then look, we've got, I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. And you know what it is? The divine feminine is saying that to the divine masculine on that 5D because they put a barrier up around communication. So it feels as if the divine feminine truly put a pause on flipping communication because they knew that they had to do some work on why they felt so abandoned when the divine masculine separated from them. And it feels as if what they're trying to say on the 5D is, look, I'm really sorry that I shut down communication. I put you in silent, but I needed to do some work on myself. You didn't deserve that, and I know that it left you feeling a little bit out of sorts, a little bit alone, a little bit disconnected, but I needed to do that. That was part of my lesson. That was part of my growth. That was part of my evolution. That barrier is now ready to come down. And look at that. Isn't that interesting? So I've just picked up the cards, and Leos, we are doing Leo. And isn't it interesting? We've got the image of the lion, which I always recognize as Leo. But look, Leo, we've got the yellow coming in and the blue. And we've got the full moon, okay? So it's like, Leos, you're going to be connecting with your solar plexus to take action as the full moon illuminates you with the power and the wisdom that you have within you to speak your truth in some way. I'm feeling that I am supposed to turn around the message. Yeah, I am courageous and powerful. And this advice message is for you, Leo, whether you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine. Know that you are courageous and know that you are powerful. Don't let pride stand in your way. Know that this is part of your journey. And look at that. That just looks like peace. And again, look at the water, a lot of water. It feels as if and look at that. Does that not look like the same image on your card? Solar plexus is coming out real strong for you guys, Leo. But it almost feels as if that power and wisdom within you that's vibrating within your solar plexus, it's like that's going to calm. It almost feels as if that solar plexus is being ignited, unblocked, awakened for you to take action. It's like it's been spinning, but now it's calm. They're saying it's just going to calm. It's just going to calm as the full moon. Calm, be still, so that you can get the clarity that you need to take the action towards the divine masculine or the divine feminine, whichever side of the fence you fall. Look at that. We've got the super moon, which we have had, this year's been crazy for what the planets have been doing. And it says, I am magnetic to what I want. I repel what I don't want. Absolutely. Leos, I feel that as that solar plexus within you stills itself, settles, calms, you understand, okay? You get it, that what you think, what you feel, the action that you take is what you invite back to you, all right? So whether or not you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine, if you're awakening, okay, it's like, if you're the divine masculine, you're awakening, it's like, okay, you need to come, you need to take the action to ask for forgiveness from the divine feminine for putting a lot of onus on material wealth and, disconnecting from them. That's not what you want. You want to be in union with them. If you are the divine feminine, it's almost as if, that abandonment issue is something that you repelled. You didn't want it. So you put your barrier up around communication so that you could do the grounding work that you needed. So for whether you are the divine masculine or the divine feminine, Leos, these two advice messages I feel are very, very powerful for you. And I hope that you and I hope that you receive that message in that way. You're definitely going through an awakening, change, transition. Again, whether you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine in this connection. All right, Leos, I'm going to leave that there for you. If this message resonates, please feel free to click that thumbs up button on the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Until next time, Leos, I'm sending you loads and loads of love, peace and light. You take care. Bye-bye.